What happens when one of Hollywood's most admired heartthrobs has his closely guarded secrets dragged out into the open on live television? The result may surprise you. Before we get into this unbelievable story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share your thoughts in the comments about what you think really went down here. The Kelly Clarkson Show had built its name on being a friendly, comfortable space where celebrities could relax, laugh, and share pieces of their lives. Kelly had earned her reputation as a host who truly cared about her guests. She asked thoughtful questions, she paid attention, and she created an environment where people felt safe enough to open up. But no matter how experienced a host may be, sometimes a simple question can veer off into territory that nobody was prepared for. That morning, Taylor Kitsch walked confidently onto the set, looking every bit like the charming actor his fans adored. His rugged good looks and easy smile had made him a household name. From his breakthrough role in Friday Night Lights to his more serious performances in later years, the crowd instantly erupted into applause as soon as they saw him. He waved, flashing that grin that had melted hearts all over the country, and made his way to the guest chair. "Taylor Kitsch, everyone!" Kelly announced with her usual burst of enthusiasm, motioning toward him as the audience's claps died down. "I have to say, you look incredible. How are you feeling today?" "Thanks, Kelly. I'm doing really well." "Excited to be here," Taylor replied, settling comfortably into his chair like a man used to this routine. "Your show has such a great energy." "I can tell why so many people love being on." Kelly lit up at the compliment. "Well, we do try to keep it fun here. Now, I've got to ask because I know the fans are wondering. You've been pretty quiet about your personal life lately. Anything new or exciting you want to share with us?" Taylor's smile faltered for just the tiniest fraction of a second. So quickly most people watching probably didn't even notice. "Honestly, I've been really focused on work. Got some projects coming up that I'm really passionate about." "That's great to hear," Kelly said, leaning in slightly with interest. "But come on now, a guy like you? Surely there's someone special in your life. Your fans are dying to know." The audience murmured their agreement, obviously eager for any hint of romance. Taylor shifted slightly in his seat, keeping his polished smile, though something subtle in his posture changed. "I actually prefer to keep my personal life private," he said with a soft laugh that didn't quite reach his eyes. "I really believe the work should speak for itself." Kelly nodded, but the look on her face suggested she wasn't ready to let the subject go. "I respect that, I truly do. Privacy is important, but I have to admit there have been some interesting rumors floating around lately." "Rumors?" Taylor's voice stayed even, but his grip on the armrests tightened slightly, his knuckles turning pale. "Well, you know how Hollywood works," Kelly said with a tone of innocent curiosity. "People talk, stories circulate. I've heard from what I consider a pretty reliable source that you might be seeing someone fairly well known in the industry." The studio audience perked up immediately, sensing the rising tension. Taylor's training in media was on full display, but a tiny crack had formed in his carefully composed expression. "Kelly, I'm not sure where you're getting your information, but I'd rather not speculate about my personal relationships on television," he said, his voice holding a faint edge that hadn't been there earlier. "Oh, I'm not trying to corner you," Kelly said quickly, though her tone betrayed a hint of insistence. "It's just that when someone as private as you is suddenly spotted spending time with another A-lister, especially when that person happens to be married, well, people can't help but wonder." The words landed like an explosion. The entire studio seemed to inhale at once, and even the camera crew looked uneasy. Taylor's face went through a series of tiny, rapid expressions: confusion, realization, and finally something dangerously close to fury. "I'm sorry. What exactly are you suggesting?" he asked, his voice now lower, colder, a warning to anyone who knew him. Kelly seemed to realize she might have gone too far, but the unstoppable current of live TV kept pulling her forward. "I'm not suggesting anything inappropriate. I'm just saying, you and Margot have been spotted together quite a few times, and people are starting to wonder if there's more to the friendship than it appears." "Margot?" Taylor repeated, his jaw tightening. "Are you talking about Margot Robbie?" "Because if that's what you're implying, then you really need to check your sources." "Well, the photos did look pretty clear," Kelly pressed, unable to let it go. That cozy dinner at the exclusive restaurant downtown, those long conversations. I mean, Taylor, come on. It looked like more than just business. Taylor suddenly stood, his chair scraping loudly as it rolled back. The crowd gasped, and Kelly's eyes widened as she realized how quickly things were unraveling. First of all, Taylor began, his voice carrying unmistakable anger now despite his efforts to keep professional. Margot Robbie is a married woman who deserves better than to have her name dragged through the mud because of some paparazzi's twisted interpretation of a simple business dinner. Second, what you're implying is not only false, but incredibly damaging to both of us. Taylor, please sit down, Kelly said, her voice now shaky. I didn't mean to suggest anything inappropriate. I thought maybe there was some professional collaboration. No. Taylor cut her off sharply, his controlled facade completely gone. You thought you'd get some juicy gossip for your show. You thought you could blindside me with this tabloid garbage and I'd smile through it. The silence in the studio was suffocating. The cameras continued rolling, the hum of their equipment the only sound. Kelly's production crew waved frantically, unsure if they should cut to commercial or let the drama continue. The audience sat frozen, realizing they were witnessing something real, something unscripted. Taylor, let's take a breath. Kelly tried again, her voice trembling. This is just a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? Taylor let out a bitter laugh. You just accused me of having an affair with a married woman on national television. Tell me, how is that a misunderstanding? I never used the word affair, Kelly protested weakly. But even she seemed to know how flimsy the defense sounded. You didn't have to, Taylor shot back, his eyes blazing. You painted the picture perfectly. Cozy dinners, intimate conversations, her hand on my arm. What exactly did you expect your audience to think? Kelly looked helplessly toward her producers, who made frantic gestures she couldn't interpret in her panic. Look, I got information from what I believed was a reliable source. I only wanted to give you the opportunity to set the record straight. By ambushing me, Taylor's voice rose, making people in the front rows shift uncomfortably. By throwing false rumors in my face with no warning? This is how you treat your guests? The photos were real, Taylor. Kelly snapped back, frustration creeping into her voice. I saw them with my own eyes. You and Margot were photographed together. Of course we were, Taylor said, dripping with sarcasm. Because unlike some people, I don't lie. Yes, we had dinner. Yes, we talked. Yes, she probably touched my arm. Do you know why? Do you want the truth? Kelly stayed silent, dreading the answer. Because we're working on a film project together, Taylor said, his tone filled with exasperation. A project her production company is backing. I'm not only starring in it, I'm producing it. But I guess that story isn't juicy enough for gossip TV, is it? The revelation struck the studio like lightning. Kelly's face turned pale. She had just dragged both Taylor and Margot into a baseless scandal when, in reality, it was about business. Taylor, I had no idea, she stammered. If you'd only told me from the start, if I'd what? Taylor interrupted angrily. If I'd immediately given away confidential business details just because you wanted gossip for your show? Do you even understand how these deals work? The level of discretion required? I'm sorry. Truly sorry, Kelly pleaded. You're sorry? Taylor repeated in disbelief. Sorry that you jeopardized a multi-million-dollar deal? Sorry that you dragged an innocent woman's name through the dirt? Sorry that you broke the basic trust between a host and guest? The audience stayed utterly silent, glued to every word. This wasn't entertainment anymore. It was raw confrontation. We can cut this part out, Kelly offered desperately. We can restart. Pretend none of this happened. Taylor stared at her for a long moment, his anger cooling into something almost like pity. You don't get it, do you? This isn't about editing. It's about the fact that you thought it was acceptable to ambush me with unverified gossip. This is about your complete lack of professionalism. That's not fair, Kelly said, her own temper flaring. I'm a professional. I've been hosting for years. I'd never deliberately hurt someone. So that makes it better? Taylor scoffed. The fact that you accidentally tried to destroy someone's reputation makes it okay. I was doing my job, Kelly snapped, her composure finally breaking. People want to know about celebrities' personal lives. It's part of the business. No, Kelly, it isn't. Taylor shot back firmly. My job is to tell stories, to bring characters to life, not to feed your audience's voyeuristic curiosity about my private life. Kelly flushed, humiliated. I never said anything about your private. You didn't need to. Taylor cut in coldly. We both know what you were implying. And so does every person watching this disaster. Kelly glanced around, silently begging someone to save her. But her producers, though frantic, stayed out of it. I think we should cut to commercial, she whispered. Oh, now you want to take a break? Taylor laughed bitterly. After the damage is already done? After you showed everyone exactly what kind of host you are? Kelly's face went from flushed red to ghostly white. For the first time, she had no words. The audience leaned forward, unable to look away. What kind of host I am? Kelly whispered. Taylor stepped closer. Yes, the kind who ambushes guests with cheap rumors, then tries to sweep it under the rug when things spiral. That's who you are. I made a mistake, Kelly insisted, her voice strengthening. But you're acting like I committed some unforgivable crime. This is the entertainment world, Taylor. You know that. No, Taylor corrected sharply. This is your show, and it's disgusting. You act like the sweet girl next door, but really you're just another gossip peddler. The words landed like a slap. Kelly stood up, her patience gone. That's enough. You don't get to come on my show and insult my character. Insult? Taylor scoffed. I'm just telling the truth. You turned a business dinner into a fake scandal, and when it blew up, you tried to backtrack. I had a trusted source, Kelly shouted back. Who? Taylor demanded. Who's spreading these lies? Name them. Kelly froze. That silence was enough. You don't have a source, do you? Taylor said with grim certainty. You saw some paparazzi photos and spun your own story. That's not true, Kelly muttered weakly. Then prove it. Call your source. Put them on speaker right now. The silence that followed was crushing. Kelly said nothing. I thought so, Taylor said. And here's the sad part. You could have just asked about the project. I would have shared some details, but you couldn't resist turning it into gossip. The audience wants it, Kelly said faintly. It's just entertainment. It's not entertainment when it hurts real people, Taylor snapped. Margot's marriage will now face questions because of you. Her husband will be dragged into rumors, and all for your ratings. Kelly sagged in her chair, the weight of her actions settling in. I never considered that. Of course you didn't, Taylor said coldly. Because you don't care. To you, we're just stories, just content. That's not fair, Kelly said again, but her words had no strength. Fair? Taylor's voice boomed. Is it fair I came here to promote work and got ambushed with lies? Is it fair that Margot's name is smeared because of you? The front row shifted uncomfortably, some even pulling out their phones, knowing this moment would dominate the internet in hours. I think we should just end this interview, Kelly said, defeated. Oh, now you want to end it? Taylor snapped. After you got your drama? After you turned this into a circus? This isn't what I wanted, Kelly whispered, isn't it? Taylor asked sharply. Because you got your viral clip, congratulations! He began unhooking his mic. I hope it was worth it. Taylor, please don't leave like this, Kelly begged, her voice breaking. There's nothing to work out, Kelly, Taylor said, dropping his microphone on the chair. You showed everyone who you are today. He turned to the audience, his expression softer. I'm sorry you had to watch this. This isn't the entertainment you deserved. Without another word, he walked off the set, leaving behind a stunned crowd, a shaken host, and a television moment that would be dissected for years. The cameras stayed on Kelly, standing frozen behind her desk, eyes on the studio doors as if hoping he'd come back. The silence stretched painfully long before the crew finally cut to commercial. So what do you think pushed Taylor past his breaking point? Was it Kelly's refusal to take responsibility, her flimsy defense about a source that didn't exist, or something deeper? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more unforgettable Hollywood moments.